So I often say on this channel that almost every single problem that we face right now can be linked back to some deranged leftist, socialist, Marxist lie that has persisted for the last 70 years in our culture. Let me read this list before I get going on my video here. This is a list of just a small list. Now I could probably do this. This list could probably be 50 to 100 things, but instead it's just, I got like the main ones listed out here, and you judge for yourself. So starting the list here: collectivism, herd mentality, cult mentality, the lie of multiculturalism, all the transgender garbage. You might be trapped in the wrong body. That might be everything that's wrong with you. Re-education. Yes, Democrats have called for Trump supporters to be re-educated. Media radicalization of their base. Just watch MSNBC or CNN for 5 minutes. Cancel culture, altruist morality, which is collectivism, basically. Black people can't be racist. This is where they start to get good. Foreign policy right now is basically war through stupidity, because they're opposed to peace through strength. They fund Islamism and terrorism, essentially. They themselves are communist, while they call everyone else Nazis. Critical race theory, or just critical theory in general. Marxist indoctrination in schools, while suppressing anyone who decides to call it out. Masculinity is toxic. The gender pay gap lie. Palestinian lies. White supremacy is everywhere you look. MAGA and Trump is a threat to democracy. Russia is our true enemy, not China. Extremism is telling the truth about the government narrative. Capitalism is evil. There are no immigrants on stolen land. America's an evil colonial state. We are all immigrants, which is another lie that I can't stand. The 1619 Project and other historical fabrications to try to change history right before your eyes. Free speech is a threat to democracy somehow, even though it's persisted for 200 years. Glorification of the most evil, radical people from history. Yeah, if you go look up people like Abraham Lincoln and basically everyone that the left has glorified, they're all like the most evil presidents from history, period. America's not a Christian country. DEI, affirmative action, disparate impact theory, equity. Our economy would collapse without immigration. Immigrants are a net benefit to the economy. Another huge, massive lie that they've used to drive down your, how much your labor should be worth. That's your truth. Everyone has their own truth. This is a new thing that they want you to believe is ubiquitous, that you can have a truth and I can have a truth, and there is no defined truth. The blank slate theory. Everything is just social engineering. That's where they get this your truth thing from, because there is no actual facts like biological fact. It's all just social engineering to make you think that there's male and female, when in reality there's just, it's a spectrum, I guess. But I could keep going with probably to a list of like 100 different things that every single one of them relate back to some deranged liberal leftist lie. Every one of them. And this is why I believe it may be too late for the United States already. Like, we have allowed this ideology, these ideologues, to indoctrinate entire generations with this deranged ideology that doesn't work. So the point where, like, you know, we allow these people to be in elected office and shit. Like, in my opinion, if you are a communist, an outspoken communist or Marxist, you got no business being in elected office in America. You are a danger, an actual danger. Like, not like they say Trump, like an actual danger to, like, the freedom of this country. If you want to outspokenly want to take away everybody's rights and implement some new thing where everyone is supposedly equal, which isn't possible, but like, you are the threat to democracy. AOC and Bernie Sanders right now on a socialist tour around the country, indoctrinating young kids with socialist ideology, is an actual fucking threat to democracy. And they're doing this while Trump is trying to save us from this liberal delusion that we've been under for the last 70 years. You know, people think that this is a choosing sides thing, like, oh, you just chose to support. Like, no, I hate the fact that Trump was the best hope to save this country. I think it's pathetic, but that's the reality. Is he's the only one that seems to understand this socialist subversion that's happening to not just the United States, every single westernized country is dealing with this, and really has already fallen. If you want to look at Canada, the EU, Britain, Australia, every single other Western country has already fallen to this Marxist subversion. And we're the last one standing. You know, but that's why I think that, we just might be doomed already. Like, because, like the great Thomas Sowell said, well, I don't know, he's like didn't say it, but like there's a thing called human capital, and it's extremely important. It is the education. It's the idea. It's the ideas that hold your culture up, that make your civilization successful. And what it is, it's the ideas. It's the brain power. It's the working together to achieve a common goal. Or just being able to work to take care of your family. Like, these are ideas that are foundational to keep a civilization healthy. And ours have been eroded to a point where, like, I don't even recognize these leftists when they get to talk. Like, I hear straight insanity. Like, it's never anything smart. And I've actually went back and listened to the real progressives that actually started this deranged movement. And I got to give them credit, man. A lot of them actually had decent social ideas. But it's not even recognizable to the shit that comes out of this new age Marxist liberal ideology. Like, I don't even know how to describe the ideology that they espouse, but it's not progressivism for sure. But the thing is, like, without that human capital, human capital is the same reason why socialism always fails. Because in the socialist mind, you can just seize all the assets from the billionaires and then put new people in the place. And the dumb socialist thinks that factory or whatever will continue to produce the same amount of people. But the thing is, you can't seize the human capital. You can only seize the assets and the material wealth. Well, when you do that and you expel all the people that produced the wealth and try to put new people in their place, well, it turns out that those people don't know what the fuck they were doing. And the human capital that you guys just expelled or killed or whatever, you got nobody to take the place that has the skills to continue producing. That's why socialism always destroys and never builds anything, because it can't. It does not have the human capital to. You can't just seize people's assets and then expect another guy down the road to start a new factory and produce wealth after he just watched everything be taken from him by a group of fucking dumb socialist bums who've never built anything in their life. You just destroyed any incentive to create wealth. But the dumb socialist doesn't understand this. That's why Bernie Sanders and AOC is on a socialist tear around the country right now, trying to convince people of these dumb socialist ideas. But it will never work, because there are smart people like me who understand that socialism and revolution, as you guys call it, is nothing more than government-induced catastrophe. Government-endorsed theft. That's what it is. But the dumb socialist never flips to the next page of history to discover all these things. So they think socialism is a good thing. And it's like, there are so many of these people that are absolutely and utterly brainwashed by this ideology already. It's like, to the point where there are people in my family that still support this radical Democrat regime, and I can't even have a serious conversation with them anymore, because there are so many lies that they believe to be true that are 100% lies, but they believe them to be facts. So you can't even argue with these people anymore. They're so utterly demoralized and brainwashed by this ideology. And the worst part about it is they don't even know it. Like, they're in like a permanent echo chamber of stupidity. But they don't even know it, so they think they're arguing with you actual facts, when in reality they're arguing for some lie that was disproven 30 years ago, like affirmative action or DEI or something. The thing about DEI is, like, there has been smart people, much smarter than me, who did the research and determined it's a failure. It causes, you try to replace one set of problems, but you end up creating 3 or 4 more, like a hydra. You chop off one head, 2 more grows in its place. You can never kill the thing. That's what DEI is. And there's been many people, smart people, who have tried to speak out about this at every turn, but they always get overruled by the deranged liberal who think they know better. And guess who the people listens to? The deranged liberal who think they know better every single time. Like, after seeing what happened in the that is another part of the reason why I think America might be doomed already, was during the last election, and the lengths that they were willing to go to try to make Kamala actually seem like a good candidate. The lies they were willing to tell on national television, like, it was disgusting. And then I looked around and seen, like, holy shit, like, there were people, like, even in my own family, who this delusion was working on. Like, they were believing this shit. arguing for price controls and other dumb communist ideology. And they didn't even know they were doing it. They just heard it on the media, so they decided to repeat it. And they didn't even know how dumb they sounded. Like, and I seen them, everywhere. People supporting Kamala, who just 5 minutes ago, everybody in the world knew was the worst candidate the Democrats could ever possibly put up. Maybe ever have put up in the entire history of the Democratic Party. Like, 5 minutes ago, people knew that. But now all of a sudden, these people just switched their position on a dime. It's like, that doesn't happen without a dumb, deranged, subverted population. And it almost worked. They almost got it off. They almost got an outspoken, admitted Marxist into the United States presidency. Like, and you see how close they came to getting that off. I truly believe with every ounce of my soul that if Kamala Harris would have won, free speech would be dead by now. The economy would be pretty much collapsing by now because this dumb communist ideology, price controls and other stupid shit she would have tried to implement. Freedom would have been completely dead. Videos like this would have been censored 100%. Like, or it might have got even worse. I'd probably get locked up for a video like this, if not killed. I'm dead serious. Like, these people want us dead. Anybody who doesn't agree with them, they want them dead. That is the type of Marxist ideology we're dealing with here. And the country is asleep to it. They have no idea that this is happening. In fact, it's worse than that. When you try to explain to them that, look, there's this massive battle right now between the globalists who want like a one world economy and then like the normal economy people, and there's a battle, the populist and the globalist. There's this massive battle between the bureaucracy and the people. And the bureaucracy wants to subvert the will of the people. And you try to explain this to them, and they don't believe you. Like, they try to, oh, that's some conspiracy theory or something. Like, as if they haven't been here the last 30 years. This is what scares me and makes me think we might be doomed already. Because you can't even... These people have been convinced that there's multiple truths and no fact is an actual fact and all kinds of dumb bullshit. Like, oh, and women are the same as men. You might be trapped in the wrong body. Actually, women should be less feminine and men should be more feminine. And this is what will make people start having babies again or something. I don't even know. It's because it's gotten so retarded and out of hand. But when you try to tell the vote blue no matter who Democrat this, they don't even believe you. It's like you're just making shit up off the top of your head. Like, people like me just started supporting Trump because I just loved Trump the whole time. Or some shit. Like, no. Trump grew on me, and basically I started supporting Trump because I seen that my party had gone completely insane. Literally, utterly insane. And they pushed people like me away. I know they would like to redefine truth and shit, but no, it's not happening. You don't get to just redefine reality for what you want it to be.